All right, surprise. Jay Peckham is not here. Well, he's not here in the broadcast here tonight. We're giving him some time off. We had Lee Baisley join me here last time we were here as well. And now my friend Leslie Ann Henry. Thanks so much for joining me, Leslie.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Well, I know you've reached out a few times, and we finally made this work. I love having the Sting fans here, and we're going to talk about the Sting, of course, in just a moment. But first, let's talk about you a little bit. How long have you been coming to the Sting games?
Well, I go way back to the good old barn, Sarnia.
Oh, yeah, the Brock Street Barn?
I was a season ticket holder. So,
yeah, so several years.
I moved away for 4 years to Edmonton, so I lost 4 years there. But I'm back, and I just love the Sting, love the community. The fans are amazing.
Well, to the point where you're actually an admin on Sting Nation group, are you not?
I am.
Right? So
I am, yes.
You make sure everybody behaves in the group.
Always encourage good thoughts. It doesn't matter bad game, good game.
Yeah.
The players need that encouragement as far as I'm concerned. And I love it. Yeah. I love seeing everybody else's comments.
It's hard sometimes, you know, when you're like, why didn't they do that? Or what did they, I know. But
especially when there's a big blowout game, like what happened, it's hard.
Right.
But encouragement. That's the way I look at it, encouragement.
Right. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen here tonight. I mean, we're playing against the Erie Otters, which I believe is like our third time this season playing them. And the last two times we've been able to beat them, of course, recently on the road and then back in December as well. We always worry sometimes, I think, Leslie, that, we beat those guys before, beat them before, and now it's like, hi, how's it going?
They're not going to take
There's
a
young Sting fan. Yeah, so do we have to be careful that we don't get too complacent
and go? I think so, even though we've got a well-stocked team now. I'm looking forward to seeing the new players tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them play yet, so.
Now you're talking about the new
Mastro
trades?
And
Belbaluz?
I can never pronounce his name.
The two Dells. The two
Dells, yes.
Right?
Yes,
yeah, well, we've seen a little bit of them, but not tonight I think we'll probably see that in full force as they're part of the starting lineups here tonight. The other thing that's been notable for this team as well is that we've had a lot of strong players off and hurt a lot for most of the season.
Definitely.
Up until the last game when we were here about a week ago, and tonight is really the first time we're seeing the Sarnia Sting in full force.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and they can't come out and take Erie lightly, that's for sure. Yeah. They have to come out and play full force.
Play hard, right?
They do, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do that.
I think so.
They haven't been home now for a couple weeks?
Something like, a little bit like, hey, how's it going? Everybody's saying hello here. How you doing? Nice to have you here. Lots of Sting fans around tonight.
So I think it'll be interesting to see. The first period will tell how they come out.
Yeah, well, that usually sets the tone, right? Now, what about these new trades that have come our way? You know, it started with Kyrou, then Pastujov, or maybe it was Pastujov, then Kyrou, and now we've got the two Dells. And what did you follow closely enough to know what we gave up to gain those two?
I did.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that?
I think it was a good move. I do.
Yeah.
Defensive-wise, I do. And I think those two are going to be like a force.
Yeah.
And 4 lines now instead of 3.
Right.
Hey.
Well, because one of them, is, of course, a forward and then one a defenseman. Would you say that our defense had a bit of a hole in it up until now?
Yeah, no. I mean, we had injuries big time.
Yeah.
Now that those, hopefully, injuries are done. We're done with that. Fingers crossed. Even though we had the injuries, I thought our boys handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
They played pretty well, and this is the part of the season that we need to get those points now because our division is pretty tight.
Yes.
Point-wise, it's very, very tight.
And we're running out of time, right?
And
we're coming to that midway part of this season.
Time's flying.
Right? There's no more, there's less room for error, of course, as things go on and by. So some of the scratches here tonight, Joshua Hoover will be off. I'm assuming his fists are sore.
Oh, yes.
Because he's definitely stepped up for the Sarnia Sting as the aggressive one to say,
yes, he has.
okay, no, you're not pulling that crap on us, so deal with me. So he's off. Mitch Young is off. And I'm not sure these reasons here, but Mitch Young off, Owen McDonald, and Carson Campbell. So not that they haven't contributed to this team, especially somebody like Mitch Young, who's really come through for us a lot. Do you think those scratches are going to make a huge difference for us tonight?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the way I look at it, I come to a Sting game, and it all depends on how they play the first period.
Right.
Lately, that's what it's been. Either they'll come out.
It seems like it, yeah.
They'll come out either hitting full force or who knows.
Well, we've seen what Erie's done in the past where, again, we've been able to dominate. So they're now back here in our home. They're obviously looking for some payback. What do you think?
They want to win.
Yeah, well, what do you think the Erie Otters might do differently than maybe, what do you think their strategy might be coming out of the gate here tonight against the Sting?
I think they're going to come out hitting. I think they're going to come out I think they know how good our team is now with all the trades that they made. And they made some trades too, did they not? Yes. So I don't really follow the Erie Otters, so I don't know. Yeah. But I think the first 20 minutes of this hockey game is going to tell what the outcome is.
Do you think it'll be an aggressive one, do you?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It's hard to say. I want to say it's going to be aggressive. I like a good aggressive hockey game.
Yeah,
to a point.
Yeah.
Where we're not sitting in the box most of the game.
Right. Yeah, we don't need any of that, right?
And hopefully the refs are on our side tonight. So.
Well, there's always that on our side. I hope they're on both sides equally, I guess is the way I like to put it. But
the last game they weren't. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, all right. Well, Jay Peckham would love you because he'll be the first to say he doesn't want that job, but, right?
I was totally listening to the Ottawa game and watching it the other day. I was just like, how can we be in the box so much?
Right.
Like, it was just unreal. The boys played a good game. They played a really good game. It's just they didn't get the breaks they needed.
Okay.
And we sat in the box most of the game.
Well,
I think there was one point we had three of us in the box.
Right.
But our penalty did it, and they only scored 2 goals. So kudos, boys, kudos.
All right. LaUna Local 1089, one of the major sponsors here tonight. As you can see, that's why I'm wearing my LaUna jersey. And Leslie was already getting a bit jealous of me. She's like, well, how do I get one of those? Nice to see you with your Sting jersey. But I don't know if these are available anymore. It was a few years ago, pre-pandemic, that thanks to LaUna, I was able to get one of these.
You rarely see them around anymore.
If LaUna gives me something to wear, I kind of got to wear it. Thanks, LaUna.
I was thinking maybe I could bug Benny to get one.
Well, I don't even know if Benny has one right now. You were a bit sad because when Benny was here after the World Juniors, he was signing autographs, and that's the one game you couldn't be here, right?
I am the biggest Benny fan ever. Right. I love Benny Gordu. He's just the sweetest person. Nicest guy you could ever meet. Love him to death.
He's a charmer, that Benny. Thanks, Benny.
He is. He's also very good to the community.
Well, he's done.
All of them are, but
done really well for this team for sure, and
so proud of him.
And we'll see how well that holds true tonight here. I haven't even looked. I believe yes, Gaudreau is starting tonight. So
he is. And
you've been happy with his performance for this season for the Sarnia Sting?
Yep. I mean, nobody's perfect.
Nope.
Nobody's perfect.
You're like me, you get all excited talking with your hands. That's okay.
Nobody's perfect.
They're not?
No. God, if we were perfect, we wouldn't have
There's
no
our
losses.
friend Lee again, right?
There he is. And,
he's done well for us this year. Let's talk about the starting lineups before we start to wrap things up.
Okay.
Passajov, Del Belbaluz, and Voigt. How do you feel about that starting lineup?
Love it.
Powerful?
Love Voigt. And I love I can never pronounce his name. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. It's a tongue twister.
Del Belbaluz.
It's
Blues. There you go.
Blues.
One of the Blues.
He's a good player as
well.
Of the Dells. They're all good. And putting him on the same line with Voigt.
Well, Voigt's certainly a sniper, as so is Pastujov, and I think, Del Belbaluz brings a lot of strength to that lineup as far as being able to score goals, but also being able to set up the goals for some of the others on the line
definitely.
as well, right? So.
Another player, Richie, all of them, they're all stepping up to where they need to
Besides
be.
the goalie, Benny, do you have a favorite player of the Sarnia Sting?
Voigt,
yeah, he's your guy?
Love Voigt.
All right.
Reminds me of Johnny Sims from years ago.
Oh, wow. You remember that. Jay Peckham talks a lot about him.
Yes.
Yeah. He was actually around not too long ago.
Reminds me of Johnny Sim in his younger years. Sorry,
okay.
Johnny. But
in the younger years. There was a time, right?
There was a time, yes.
Very good. Well, let's show everybody one more time here. We've got a nice turnout of the fans here tonight as the Sarnia Sting get ready to take on the Erie Otters. Erie Otters definitely looking for some payback, as they just haven't been able to take on the Sarnia Sting the way they would like to. But I'm sure the Sarnia Sting not getting complacent here tonight as well.
We need the 2 points tonight for sure.
We got to keep getting the points. The 2 points would be great.
Yes.
And again, thanks to our friends at La Una, Local 1089. Of course, not just a contributor here with the Sarnia Sting, but a large give back to the community organization in many, many ways. I don't want to even begin to figure out the number of dollars that they put into this community. So thank you, La Una, Local 1089. We'll be back here coming up after the first period, hopefully with some positive things to say. Leslie's going to go take her seat. You've got to watch the game closely now, because
I do.
I'm going to be asking you all the questions.
Absolutely.
I'm counting on you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You'll hear me.
There you go. Once again, thanks so much for being here, everybody. And again, we'll be back at the end of the first period. And, of course, post-game press conference at the end of time. We haven't had it a couple of times just for some different reasons, so hopefully we should be back there tonight, so keep an eye out for that. With the Sarnia Sting live from the concourse, I'm David Burrows and my friend Leslie Ann Henry. Thanks for joining me.
All right.
And as Jay Peckham would say, go Sting, go!
Go Sting, go.